I got digital dash, came right with a op. I walk in the store and I bought the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz back in the video, yet another video today. I'm coming at you guys with the best power forward builds in NBA 2K21. This video usually does good every single year. The best power forward builds from last year did good. 2K19 did good, even on 18 when I first started my channel. Now the crazy thing about power forward builds is they pretty much are the best big man builds this year. Now usually you probably would think that the point guards, the small forwards, and sitters would do better, but the power forwards always do good for me. And this year they're actually the position that's going to get you the best big man builds. So yeah, that's going to make it even more interesting this year. So I'm going to give you guys the best power forward builds in order. There's going to be me ranking it of what I think is the best. It's going to be a little controversial at the top, and a couple of builds going to be ranked above other builds. But with that being said, man, without further ado, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. Alright, so coming in at number one is like the interior force live threat type of build. It's going to be a pure blue pie chart. You're going to be getting finishing only Hall of Fame badges, but don't sleep on it. This is a really good build. Every build on this list is going to be a really good build, so stay tuned. So the pie chart, you want to go for the physical, is going to be the balanced pie chart. Then when it came to the attributes, you're going to end up with 13 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 13 defensive rebounding. That's very, very good. I'm just going to say that right now. Then when it came to the body type and the height. Now for the body type, when you're making a big man build that's going to be an inside, you definitely want to go with built or burly, because that's going to make you set the better screens. It's just going to be better for your big man build. Then when it came to the height, I went 6'8" because that's the meta, but you can go up to 6'9" if you want a higher rebound, but I wouldn't go past 6'9" because you're going to lose too much on your speed and stuff like that. Then when it comes to the weight is what's very interesting. You can go max weight to be able to have that max interior defense or max strength, but also you got to be looking at your driving dunk, your driving layup. So I just went with 275 pounds on the dot. Then when it came to the wingspan, that was easy. I went max wingspan. That got all my stuff up that was important, but I did end up losing that 95 strength. But if you think about it, you get to 99 with that +4, you still can get your strength up to a 98, and I think that's good enough. So yeah, if you're looking at the driving dunk, you also see that the driving dunk ends up getting to a 95, which is huge, 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 huge. The fact that you can get the driving dunk on this build to a 95, that's huge. So yeah. Then when it came to the takeovers that we got on it, we got slasher, rim protector. Very easy. Even if I had glass in the takeover, I would go slasher, and the build comes out as a live threat, similar to shades of Blake Griffin, Sean Kemp, and Zion Williamson. Those are the people that you want to get similar twos on a build like this, and yeah, that's a W. Alright, next, I'm going to have 2 of these type of builds on this list, but this is going to be the one that's not as good as the other one. And this is just going to be right outside the top 5. So this is going to be the other honorable mention. So it's going to be a stretch playmaker type of build. So to make this build, you're going to have to go with the pie chart for the shooting and playmaking. But it's the one that's not going to get you both Hall of Fame. Then when it comes to the physical profile, for the physical profile, you want to go balanced, but you can't go speed pie chart. That's a really good decision for this type of build. Then when it comes to making this build, you want to be able to get 1 finishing, 26 shooting, 20 playmaking with 9 defensive rebound badges. Now, one thing I would say before we get into the other one, you are going to have a higher 3-point rating on it, but it's a lot of the other things that's like going to be just important. So yeah, that's going to be very good and well-rounded. You're going to be able to have everything max on your shooting, playmaking and defensive. Now, if you want to be able to have some more on your finishing, you're going to have to take a hit on one of those. But, I mean, you have it all max, so you can probably go down, like, here and there somewhere in some places that you probably don't need, like offensive rebound, because you are a stretch. Then when it comes to the body type and height, the body type, we still went built or burly, but you can go with any body type for this type of build because this isn't a build like that. But if you are setting screens, I would go with built or burly. Then when it comes to the height I went with on this was 6'7". Now, you might be like, that's a little undersized. All the big man builds this year are 6'8". So 6'7" is not undersized by no means. So 6'7", in my opinion, is the perfect height for this build. Then when it came to the weight, we ended up going with a weight to be able to get higher. But like I said, if you wanted to go with the speed pie chart, I wouldn't have been mad at that because you're not really gaining too much for going max weight. But you are having that higher interior defense and higher strength is going to make a big difference. But with everybody having a 95 strength, it's not going to make the biggest difference for strength. But interior defense is going to be a big deal. So that is important. But if you wanted to go with the speed pie chart, that would have got your speed up. And that's probably the second most important rating for builds. And this is a build that could possibly be able to speed boost eventually. Then when it comes to the wingspan, I did end up going with max wingspan. As you can see, we do have an 83-point shot. And for the takeover I chose was easy to get the sharp takeover because that's the only takeover in this game that gets you plus 10 to your 3-pointers. So that's going to be at 99, you're going to have an 84. So at 99 with takeover, you can have a 94 3-point rating. So that's a pretty big deal in my opinion. And then next is going to be the build comes out as a stretch playmaker, similar to shades of Kevin Love, Jason Tatum, and Bojan Bogdanovic. You know what I'm saying? That's what wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But Jason Tatum and Kevin Love, we really do mess with those. So yeah, that's going to be the build that comes in at the honorable mention on this list. All right, next, this is going to be the top 5. This is going to be the first build in the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is the stretch playmaker, but this is the best version that you can make at the power forward position. So first things first, you're going to go with the shooting and playmaking pie chart. But then when it comes to the physical, you're going to go with the balance. But like I said on the other one, if I was making this build, I would go with the speed pie chart so I can get it as close as possible to the speed boosting. And speed is the second most important rating in this game. And you're not even going to be able to have a high strength. Only reason I did go like this so you can get a higher interior defense and stuff like that. Then when it comes to the next stuff, when it comes to the attributes, this is where you're going to be getting your badge max and your max attributes. So you're going to have 1 finishing, 23 shooting, 23 playmaking, and 11 defensive. That's pretty good. Then when it comes to the body type and height, the body type you want to go with is built or burly if you're setting screens. If you're not setting screens, it really doesn't matter. Then when it comes to the height you want to go with on it is definitely going to be 6'7". 6'7" is just very, very good, and you don't want to go with anything else. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Then when it comes to the weight I ended up going with on it was pretty much max to be able to have the highest strength and highest interior defense as possible. Then next is going to be the wingspan. So the wingspan, I tried to make it perfectly so I could have an 83 ball off rip and still be like really well rounded. And if you're looking at this, I was saying you can go speed pie chart on this build because look at how high the ball handle is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get that to a 79. So if you really wanted to, you could have off rip a 76 and get it to an 80 so you can do the pro dribble moves. Now that's you know what I'm saying? If you really want to do that, you could. So yeah, and then you're gonna go with the sharp takeover because that's the only takeover in this game that gives you plus 10 to your 3-point rating. And the build comes out as a stretch playmaker with the same similar to, same shades of, and everything. So yeah, that's going to be the best stretch playmaker build in the game. Alright, next. Now, this is where it's going to get controversial. These next 2 builds are going to be controversial, and then the top 2 rankings is going to be controversial. So, coming in at number 4 is a Paint Beast build. This is not the best Paint Beast build on this list, so don't get mad. Don't get mad. But this does come in at number 4. So, the way you make this build is going to be the finishing and the defense. Now, the reason why this is coming in at number 4 is because you can make a pure red, you can get contact dunks and all that, and still be able to get as many badges and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You're going to be able to have way better defense and more defensive badges. Then when it comes to the physical, you're going to go with the balance. Then when it comes to the attributes that you're going to end up getting on this is actually a lot. You're going to have a pretty stacked attribute. You're going to have 24 finishing, 1 shooting, 5 playmaking, 23 defensive rebound badges. Then when it comes to the body type and the height, the body type, you want to go built or burly. That's just that simple. You don't want to go anything else. Then when it comes to the height, I would go 6'8", 6'7", or 6'9". 6'9" if you want to be able to have the higher rebound. 6'7" if you want to be faster and be able to be more balanced when it comes to guarding perimeter and be able to get boards. Or 6'8" to have the best balance of everything. Then when it comes to the weight, I did go pretty much max weight, but I went down a little bit so I didn't lose too much on my strength. Not my strength, but my speed, acceleration, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, driving dunk, driving layup. But I did make sure that I had the max interior defense and max strength. Then with that being said, when it comes to the wingspan, you instantly want to go to that max wingspan because you see all the stuff that's going to be rising. And that's why I was saying you can go 6'9" if you want to have a higher rebound. You can go 6'7" if you want everything to be more max. Because if you go 6'7", you're going to have a way higher lateral quickness, perimeter defense still. But if you go 6'8", you're going to have it pretty much be balanced. And then 6'9", you're going to have a lower perimeter defense, lateral quickness is still, but you're going to have to be at a way higher interior defense, block, offensive rebound, defense rebound, and even strength. So that really depends on you. Then when it comes to the takeovers, that's just very simple one. You can go glass or slasher. You can't go wrong with either of the two. I would go slasher takeover on this build, and the build comes out as a paint beast, similar to shades of Sean Kemp, Blake Griffin, and Anthony Davis. It doesn't get much better than that. And like I said, this is where it gets controversial. So, coming in at number 3 is the stretch 4 build. I feel like the stretch builds this year are very underrated. I play with a stretch that really can't even really shoot. It's just because he doesn't play the game that much. But when it comes to be able to play defense, get rebounds, he can snag over paint beats. He can play defense, and he doesn't really play the game that much, and he's not even the craziest at the game. So, what I would say is, I think the stretch 4s are underrated. I almost put these even higher on the list because shooting is so important in this game. So if you can pick and roll, pick and pop, do all that at the same time, that just makes you a lot better of a player, in my opinion, and more versatile. But with that being said, I didn't go too crazy. I still put it at 3. And yeah, we're going to show you guys how to make the best version. So what you're going to do is get the all green pie chart that's going to get you shooting Hall of Fame badges. Then when it comes to the physical. Now, physical is where it gets interesting. I went balanced, so you can have a higher strength because strength is going to help you set the better screens. You know what I'm saying? That you can also get a higher interior defense because you're going to be going for a higher strength, so you're going to be maxing out your weight a lot more towards this one. But you can go speed pie chart and be a lot faster. That's kind of important too, so that's up to you. Then when it comes to the attributes, you can go 1 finishing, 30 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 10 defensive rebounding. Now, with that being said, if you don't feel like you need 14 playmaking and you don't want to go for the most total badges and stuff like that, you can put a lot more to your finishing, like close shot being max, standing dunk being max, driving dunk being max. If you have all 3 of those being max, you're going to be a lot better of a finisher. Now, you still probably going to be able to get playmaking badges even if you do that. So, keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind. And then next is going to be pretty much the way you want to do it for the body type and the height. So for the body type, you can go built or burly if you're setting screens. But if you don't feel like you're going to set screens, you're just going to spot up the whole time, you can go whatever. But if you want to make this build even more overpowered, you want to switch it up. You want to spot up sometimes. You want to do pick and pops, do pick and rolls, do all different type of stuff. Pick and rolls at the least, because you're not going to be able to make it at a high rate if people are actually down there, you know what I'm saying? Then when it comes to that whole height, the height I went with on this build is 6'7". People might be like, that's undersized, but with the big men all being 6'8", that is definitely not undersized. I'm going to show you guys how glitchy this build can be. Then when it comes to the weight, I ended up pretty much going max to people that had the highest strength and highest interior defense possible. Then when it comes to the wingspan is where it really just went max, and then we ended up still being able to have an 88 and an 88. Then next is going to be the takeover. The takeover is quite simple because at 99, you see we had an 88. That's going to be a 92. So at 99, with takeover, we are going to have a 99 three-pointer and a 99 mid-range, which is a big deal to be able to shoot at the highest rate possible. So yeah, we did go sharp takeover, and the build comes out as a stretch 4, shades of similar to Kevin Love, same one as the stretch playmaker. I don't know if those are the only stretches they got for power forwards, but yeah, that's the similar twos. Like I said, this is a very underrated build. I'm not gonna lie to you, you can do pretty much everything on this build except finish at the same rate. But when it comes to the paint defense being so good in this game, you can definitely play good defense on this build, get rebounds on this build and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright, next, coming in at number 2 is going to be the Meta Paint Beast build. Now, this is why I was saying this is going to be controversial, but this is going to be based off my opinion. I'm not going to just be going with what everybody think is the best because they think it's the best. In my opinion, this is the second best big man build in the game. The way you make this, everybody knows. You're going to go with the all red. You're going to go with the balanced pie chart. Then when it comes to the attributes, you're going to get 17, 1, 3, and 30. Now, I just uploaded a video with this talking about the most overpowered big man builds. I even had the other Paint Beast build in that video. Now, next is going to be, pretty much is going to be the height, weight, and wingspan. So for the body type and height, body type, you want to go with built or burly. That's going to be pretty much helping you be as big as possible, as wide as possible, and making it harder to get around your screens. Then when it comes to the height, you want to go 6'8". Then when it comes to the weight, you pretty much want to go max, but you want to make sure that you have a balance of interior defense and strength, but also not losing too much on your driving layup, driving dunk, speed, acceleration, perimeter defense, and lateral quickness. I've said it time and time again. 3-point rating is the most important attribute in this game. The second most important rating is the speed. Now, the only reason we didn't go speed pie chart is because at point guard, it's just better to go speed pie chart. It's just that simple. So, next is going to be pretty much the wingspan. The wingspan, you're going to go max. It's that simple. You're going to be getting too much to not go max, especially on defense. So, we are going to go max. Then the takeovers. We are going to go glass in the takeover. I accidentally did. I was going too fast. I picked rim protector, but we are going to go glass in the takeover. And the build comes out as a paint beast. Now, look at the similitudes. These are the best ones you can possibly have for this height. Dennis Rodman, Anthony Davis, and Giannis. Those are the best similitudes you can possibly have for this type of build. So, yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop into the best build in the game for big men at the power forward position. Alright, now hopping into the build that's at number 1. Now, this is a controversial build, but in my opinion, this is by far the best build in the game for the power forward position because it's so versatile. It can do everything that the last build did, but you can do a lot more when it comes to helping your people and for yourself. So, the way you're going to make it is at the playmaking and defensive build. Now, if you remember, the most popular build at this position last year was the playmaking glass unit. You can make a playmaking glass unit. I might have a video coming out soon on that video, on that build, so stay tuned. But just know, for this video purposes, I'm gonna be making it the best way possible. I'm not going for a name. So when it comes to that, you want to go with the playmaking and defensive. That's gonna get you playmaking and defensive Hall of Fame badges. So now you can actually be able to get floor general, dimer, and stuff like that to be able to help your teammates. And floor general is very important to help people hit tiers, and dimer is gonna be helpful to help people hit their shots. Very important things that can help just the smallest things. I'm just telling you that right now. Then next, you can go balance pie chart, but for video purposes, I'm gonna show you guys the glitchiest way to get it. And we're gonna go with the speed pie chart. That's gonna be making you a lot faster. And it's gonna be a game changer. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Next is going to be the attributes. Now, for the attributes that we got on it, we're gonna get 11, 19, and 22. Next is going to be pretty much the body type and height. The body type, you can go built or burly. That doesn't really matter. That's gonna be pretty much to help you get the best screen. So you want to go with the thickest possible. So yeah, go built or burly. Then when it comes to the height you want to go on this build, you can go 6'7". That's gonna be pretty much make you a lot faster. You're gonna have a better lateral quickness, perimeter defense, steal. Or you can go 6'8" to be balanced. Or you can go 6'9", so you can have a way higher rebound. I would personally, I would say go 6'9", but for video purposes, I did go 6'8". Then when it comes to the weight, I pretty much went minimum, but you don't want to go all the way minimum. You want to make sure that you got it low as possible to make sure that you have the highest speed, acceleration, perimeter defense, and lateral quickness as possible, but also while losing as little bit as possible on interior defense and strength, because those are important. You also going to be gaining stuff for your driving dunk and driving layup for this build, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Then when it comes to the wingspan is very simple. You want to go max wingspan. Why you want to go max wingspan? Because it's very important to go max wingspan. Don't question that. You want to go max wingspan. Then when it comes to the takeovers, look at the options. You got glass in your takeover. Very good takeover. I'm going to be re-ranking these takeovers this next week. We're going to be jumping into Banger Week starting Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we got glass in your takeover. We got Representative takeover. We got Playmaker takeover that got buffed. We gonna have to re-rank that. That's why we have to re-rank these takeovers, because Playmaker takeover got a huge buff. Then we got Slasher takeover. So Slasher takeover pretty much the only options. Playmaker takeover is actually a sleeper option, but I feel like Slasher takeover and Glass Unit Takeover are the best options for this type of build. Glass Unit Takeover is going to be very good, but I will go Slasher Takeover because you're going to be able to get pretty much a lot of the important things that you don't get on Glass Unit Takeover, but also still be able to get some of the important things from Glass Unit Takeover. Just not going to be able to get the plus 10 to your rebound. So yeah, we're going to go with Slasher Takeover, and the build comes out as a glass cleaning slasher. Look at the similitudes. Sean Kemp, Giannis, and John Collins. Those are good similitudes. Maybe we would have rather like a Zion for the last one, but those are still good similitudes. But yeah, man, my opinion, these are the best power forward builds in the game. Go ahead, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. If you're loyal, you want to show any type of support. Anyway, the best way to do that is just dropping a like. It's free of admission. It's just that simple. Next, subscribe if you're new. We do this every single day. We're trying to get to this 100K as soon as possible, man. So go ahead, hit that sub button. Turn on post notifications. Be the first to every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody that needs help. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. You don't want them post notifications very, very soon, because we're not gonna do the regular banger week that we been doing lately. We're gonna go back to the basics with the banger week. I'm tired of just random people coming out of nowhere getting these banger week wins. We're gonna be doing it how we used to. So it's gonna be first come, first serve. So y'all gonna have to be ready to be putting in codes. That's all I'm gonna say. Only people that's gonna be watching the whole video even gonna be able to see this part and know that they need to be doing that. But yeah, without further ado, it's your boy Fitz, man, and I'm out to be, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
Head in the clouds, walk through the city, they taking you out. Bitches be talking, they running their mouth. A bag in the back and a stick in the couch. You know what it's about. Had to cope with all the pain, so I'm about to die, man. They say he going too fast.
Yo, we back again with another giveaway on the channel. This is going to be the third NBA 2K21 giveaway for the current gen. This is going to be the last one for current gen, but this one is going to actually last a month long. This is going to be ending on October 11th. Now to enter, all you got to do is pretty much be finding this on Twitter or IG. Do all the instructions. You can even do bonus entries, which is going to be consistent of pretty much like following me and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very, very simple giveaway. I'm actually teaming up with a corporation called Vast, so they're really helping me do this to really much reach it out to as many people as possible, because this is going to be the last giveaway of current gen. I might do some more in the future if this does well for like next gen. I've been thinking about doing a console giveaway, thinking about doing game giveaways for next gen, so depending on how well this does, we might do that. But yeah, man, for this giveaway, we are going to be giving away a copy of NBA 2K21 for the Xbox One or the PS4. And we're going to be giving away a controller for whatever console of choice. So yeah, man, all I'm going to say is enter that while you can. And yeah, it does end on October 11th. So yeah, man, go ahead, enter that.